Hello again and welcome back to JDM Escape. So this time, as promised, we're finally onto the Honda. I'm really looking forward to doing this one. I don't know why, never on the Prelude, always 1-to-1. So it's time to get onto this one, get everything sorted out. So the first thing we're doing is, the bonnet's never quite lined up since I've had it, or the hood if you're American. So front bumper's off, we're gonna dig into that, find out why it doesn't line up, make it all fit properly, make it fit nice. Because the guy who wants it, he's asked me the other day, he's like, you know, when's it going to be done? He's just as excited as I am, to be fair. So, do all that, get it looking right, get it driving right, get it through an MOT, and just whatever else it needs. So, I think you'll enjoy this one. If you like the Hondas, you like the Preludes, this will be good. So first things first, we've got all the front end stripped down. The bar that braces headlights and everything like that's off. So what I'm trying to figure out is what's going on with the bonnet, because I'm gonna paint this bonnet anyway because it's scratched and there's like a bend in it there. So straighten all that out, do all that. I'm gonna take these out, weld those up, and then paint the whole bonnet, the front bumper. Maybe no, they don't look too bad actually. I was gonna say maybe the front wings, but they actually look all right, so we might not need to do that. And then go through it mechanically and. Oh, sorry, no, we've got the welding to finish on that side, passenger side, English passenger side. So we'll get through it, get all that done, tidy all these sort of things, because this is just loose, man. I don't know why that's just chucked there, but it's not good, it's not right, I'm not happy with that. So get these things done, get onto it, and make it look better. There we go, so they're out now. Took a little bit of doing, had to get a little bit heavy with the grinder, because some of the little bolts have rusted away and one thing and another, so. But they're out, and funnily enough, the bonnet actually closes a hell of a lot better. So that is a definite win already. I'll take that. Keep on going. The next thing will be to get this all welded up. Just check all the front end alignment before I start messing around with welding and stuff. Weld that up, smooth it over, get ready for paint, but I need to also smooth this out. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. Probably just pull all the rubber off and maybe tap it straight from the back with a hammer, see how it goes. There's a crease up there as well, so we need to warm it up, see if we can straighten that out, and just move on. Okay, so it's been, I don't know, about 2-3 weeks now since the last clips you've just seen. We are really deep into the Prelude now. Kind of want to bring you up to speed to what's happened and where we are. Simply because of one thing or another, as far as being busy and working and several different things going on here at once, I haven't been able to film what we've done so far. But I have got a couple of pictures along the way, so I'll kind of catch you up and show you where we are. So the first thing is that this wheel arch is now sort of done. It was all cut out, it was all rotten, it was all badly built before. So that's all done. All made of metal, all welded up together, and all skimmed in filler. Being finished today. The car is obviously now covered in absolutely inches of dirt and dust, as is half the garage. Front end bonnet all welded up, and we laid some primer on it the other day just to see how it sits out. That side sits all right. This side still needs to fit some work into it, which I've got a friend that's coming to do. What else have we done? Side skirts. Now I was never originally planning to paint these skirts, but the more I looked at them, the more the paint just isn't going to sit right with what we're doing on the rest of it. And obviously the front bumper, which I intended to paint all along, is now all in primer. Again, being rubbed down today, ready to get some paint on it. I'll try and film as much of this as possible. And finally, we've chosen some wheels for it. And I've worked with the guy that's buying the car from me, and he's decided on the same wheels as me, funnily enough. So they're here, they turned up today, I think it was. It's been a long morning. It's only lunchtime. So these are what we're putting on it. So these, he wanted something with a lip, some kind of dish to it. And these came up and they're nigh on mint condition. And they will bolt straight up to that car. I've only opened one for now, just to show you it. And then we've got 4 badly boxed, but I've already opened this one to be fair. Brand new tyres to be wrapped around those. And now we're also having a conversation because the car's going to somebody else and he already wants it and he already put deposit down on it and stuff like that. We're doing a potential sound system in it now as well, because he wants the sound system to, let's say, match the car if you will. So he's brought me this round, which he owns. He's got this little JBL sub. It's quite an old one, I think. So got to start off by finding some kind of sort of amp to run it, potentially for now, and then go from there and maybe add to it a full sound system, one thing and another. So that's where we're at. So we've been really busy over the last few weeks, like I said. The coilovers that are in the boot, if you remember watching the first video on it, they are definitely going on it. Spoke to him, he wants those on. I've got 2 steering wheels on order for it, simply because the one that he wants, we can't get for a few weeks, but the one that's in there, which is that really nasty looking one, I don't like it. The horn's not wired up and it won't pass an MOT because of the horn. So I'd rather just take that out, put another one on it. And then I think what will happen is, once the one that he wants, which is a Sparko one, turns up in about 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks, we're going to put that on the FTO, because the FTO is going to be, no, hang on. So the Sparko one's going in there, and the other one that's coming is going on it temporarily. Right, that's where I am. So let's get into it today. Let's get all this ready for actual paint, get this finished, get the bonnet finished, get all those into paint, and make a move, and I'll stop chatting. Let's go. Okay, so it's now like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It's even dark outside. We've had a bit of a strange day trying to get this thing through paint. One problem after the other. We kind of had a couple of bad reactions on the side skirts, and the paint on the front bumper went on in with the gun that I haven't used before. So I've used this gun. Paint went on okay. Come to put the clear coat on, the lacquer coat, and it just came out all wrong. It just was not working at all. So it's left us with a really bad finish. So we've now had to sand it all back, as you can see there. Sand it all back. Gonna have to build up the primer again once we go back to it. And I've just masked up the car before I call it a day. So now it's all done. It's all ready for paint again. And tomorrow we're going to come in, prime everything, and then paint everything. So I'll try and get a little bit of footage of that this time. Everything's kind of done and ready now. So let's get through that and see if we can get it done. But that's it for tonight. I'm going to call it a night. I'm quite tired now, so I'm going to go get something to eat and a cup of tea and go to bed. So next clip will be from tomorrow. Good night. Okay, so let me bring you up to speed. We now have paint on the car. However, it's taken actually about a week for me to get it to a point where I'm nearly kind of happy with it. Basically because of 2 things. One, this is my first time painting like this compressor, this gun, all this kind of stuff, which brings me on to my next problem, which was, over the course of the last week I went through 2 different guns and neither of them seemed to sort of sit right. Part of it was me, part of it was the gun. Last week was a massive learning curve as far as actual painting goes, and I ended up buying a 3rd gun, which I found was a little bit, not expensive, but it's a decent gun. I've worked it out, I've got the settings right on it, and I'm kind of really happy with it now. So I didn't take any footage of the painting being done at the time because I didn't want the camera covered in overspray and dust and everything like that. So there's various different stages going on at the moment. So for example, the bumper, this bit we had to repaint because there was runs in it and stuff like that. That, again, I'll take responsibility for. It was my fault. That there that you can see has already been flattered, if you can see it on camera. That has had a quick polish after being flattered, and that bit hasn't, so that's straight out of the gun. I think that was done with one of the old guns, one of the old 2. Moving on, the bonnet, again, I don't know. It's now covered in dust because it's sat like a whole weekend. It is quite dusty in here. So that's where that is. It's not anywhere near as glossy as it needs to be. However, there is 5 coats of clear on there. So today we're going to flat all that back, polish it back up, and hopefully we'll get a nice finish on it. And then this was definitely done with a new gun. So probably on camera you can probably see straight away there's a lot more of a nice finish again. It is actually dusty again, so it's not perfect. So those were the issues. So we've got everything done that's kind of at different stages throughout last week, and it was stressful, and I did a few other bits and pieces, so I didn't film much. But this week's going to be a lot different, so after this video there'll be a few more to follow it. But this one I'm happiest with. all the information that I gathered up from friends and painters around me over the last week or so really taught me a lot. And then last week it was all kind of fresh in my mind. I was sort of thinking about it. This morning I came in to finish this corner, which is the last one which needed painting. And the reason I did this because we had reactions on it. But to come in to do this morning, everything was in my mind, but it was a clear mindset I had this morning, so that made a difference. But this is what we ended up with. Now that, to say it straight out of the gun, there's no flatting, there's no polish on it yet. That is actually a pretty reasonable reflection, especially on a black car, for someone that's been painting for now about a week. That I'm really impressed with. So today we're going to flatten polish everything up, unmask the whole car, and then see if we can actually just get some actual other work done. We've got loads of parts on it. I'll show you that. So there we are. So this is some of the new stuff that's already here for it. So we've got a new set of wheels to go on it. The idea with these, yes, they are again covered in dust. We wanted something with a dish on it, which is what we're after most of all. The guy who's taking the car wants this kind of style. So we found these, put new tyres on them, all ready to go, all fitted and balanced, ready to go on the car. Time belt, rear lights need to go back on. New steering wheel, tuning nuts for the new wheels, and a nice set of coilovers to go on it as well. So that in the next video is what we'll be doing. Unmask the car and then move it onto the ramp and then start putting it back together. So this is going to be a good week, but I'm going to leave this episode right here. So if you wouldn't mind, just and if you're interested in this thing, jump on it, send us a a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more coming this week on this car, and I think the FTO is going to be back in here this week as well, because now that I've learned to paint, I've now got to paint most of the FTO. So let's get that done as well, sir. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.